since about the morning. I got on a meat, no pneumonia. The rats keep me up on the podium. I had a in my shoulder. You got a bitch. Jumping in the bed with 2 dark teeth, man. Who's you? My shawty pulling up with a real bad, you too. Dripping my swag. About tag on I got it in the bag now. Getting all type of cash. I'm a general true.
They gon' let me in this club in these dirty vans. Clean money, I count stacks with these dirty hands. Do a show, cop the rack with my new advance. 50 bands, 80 bands, 100 bands. I'm the American dream. We the American dream. No money, no class, look at them. Look at them, how to make it in America. Real day one, ain't a lot of us. Mom worked 2 jobs, it was hard for us. Me and sis made it out, now she proud of us. They didn't teach me how to rap in those private schools. Wasn't like my rich friends, had a lot to lose. Less money, less options, lot of rules. So when that first deal came, it was opportune. And shorty got potential, I scout that. She say she in love, but I doubt that. Maybe it's to the clout. I get love in the north, I get love in the south, yeah. Shorty claims she a feminist, and her feminine. Girl, you know that he average. Girl, you know I'm a savage. They gon' let me in this club in these dirty vans. Clean money, I count stacks with these dirty hands. Do a show, cop the rack with my new advance. 50 bands, 80 bands, 100 bands. I'm the American dream. We the American dream. No money, no class, look at them. No money, now I'm in the Benz truck with a new honey. They said I wouldn't make it, I'm like, you funny. Laughing at my haters like, you dummies. The night is young, girl, what can you do for me? 6 figures, 5 shows, big ballin'. Look, I'm very important. I took a break, had some things I had to get sorted. I might retire in my prime like I'm M. Jordan. Table dancing in Southampton. Use the glasses for Vannas. Be cooling out in the whip, but I done near every girl on my list. KD at the 3, Djokovic with the racket. Phelps in the pool, I'm like Speed at the Masters. Girl, you know you a bad. Girl, you know I'm a savage. They gon' let me in this club in these dirty vans. Clean money, I count stacks with these dirty hands. Do a show, cop the rack with my new advance. 50 bands, 80 bands, 100 bands. I'm the American dream. We the American dream. No money, no class, look at them. Another day in the USA.
And we're about 5 miles northwest of downtown Tampa at beautiful Raymond James Stadium near Florida's Gulf Coast. Just a short time ago, the Buccaneers emerging from their tunnel to the roar of this frenzied crowd here in the Sunshine State. And we're in the big ship, and fittingly, everyone here ready to do battle as Tampa Bay gets ready to match up with the Philadelphia Eagles. The children will groan. It's the final weekend of summer, but we've got the NFL, and we're underway on EA Sports. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now it's the Boise State line, Jay Ajayi. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Wentz to throw on 2nd down. He's going to sling this deep downfield. It's caught inside the 25. A big play there for Philly. 47 yards.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
They run. Ajayi. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
On 2nd down, here's Wentz. Looking for Aguilar, it's intercepted. Picked off by Quan Alexander. And he returns it here to his own 18-yard line. They are in a zone. Remember, folks, 4 interceptions for this defense a week ago. First drive, make it number 5.
And the focal point will be the people who pick the ball out of the air. But let's not forget, to make that happen, it has to be an excellent pass rush, terrific coverage where they are plastered to the receivers, and then, of course, taking it away, making the catch, and going in the other direction.
Winston and the Bucs take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 18. Following the interception, Winston. That's going to be a loss of 18. And that's going to bring up a 2nd and about a mile here.
Let's go. It's time to play. Here we go. Hey, hey. Let me go.
2nd down, Winston. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete. The intended receiver that time, Adam Humphries. And it's third down.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on third down. From the gun, Winston. He's going to let this go deep for Jackson. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. Winston to his big play receiver, Jackson. 65 yards. After getting that turnover on the first drive of the game, you'd hate to just stall out the momentum, go 3 and out. They're able to avoid that there.
Yeah, we talk about complementary football all the time, but I think it's a little bit deeper than that. Defense went out, forced a turnover, gave the ball to the offense. It's now the offense's responsibility to pay that off for them, to show respect to them. Hey, you guys got the turnover? We appreciate
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Charles, a little bit of feast or famine on this drive. They moved the ball okay, but they've been sacked twice now.
And they've got to figure out how to plug that leak a little bit, right? Keep them away from the quarterback, because when he's not being hit, as you mentioned, they're moving the ball well.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Now Jameis on second down. And a catch right side by Evans. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
Third and long for Winston. And that is incomplete.
I don't think either one of us is surprised about who they just targeted on that one. I mean, they're going to try and get to him as much as possible. Off to a nice start, but unable to haul that one in.
Yeah, already looked his way a couple of times on this opening drive. Can't connect there. Looks like the offense is going to take another shot here. They're going on 4th and 13. From the shotgun, it's Winston. And my goodness, this is incomplete. Dirk Cutter's guys go for it, but come up empty. And the Eagles defense able to hold. Well, you feel the excitement build on those 4th down plays. Defense has to stay out there, but for the offense, when that thing doesn't work out, such disappointment.
It can absolutely be a deflator, but how about the defensive guys? If they stop you on 4th down, they are absolutely elevated going to their bench.
They're elevated now. Big stop on 4th down. They'll begin the drive with a Ajayi. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense, because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Now Wentz throwing on second down. Drops it off to Ajayi. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. He lost 2 there, and it's third down. So they went 2 yards in the wrong direction on the last pass play, and now it's 3rd and 12. Now Wentz on third down. And down he goes. A Buccaneer sack. Noah Spence. He's the one that gets him down. It'll be a loss of 5, and it'll bring up 4th down. So on comes the Eagle kicker, Jake Elliott, on 4th down. Back deep for the Bucs, Deshaun Jackson. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. With it is Jackson. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. An update from around the league as our first one comes from New Orleans. And it's the Browns out to the early advantage. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here. Winston and the Bucs take over now, 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. On 1st and 10, Winston. There's the Penn State man. It's Chris Godwin. And he takes this one down all the way near the 30. A really good pickup of 28 yards. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 down at the 31. Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's the Bucs in possession of the football as we begin the second quarter. And they've got it here with a 1st down.
Let's go. Return the play. Here we go. Hey, Sonic. Here we go. Even.
Jameis to throw it. The left side completion to Jones. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll make it 2nd down.
Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a Turkey Bowl where you have that center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
A first carry now for the rookie from SC. It's Ronald Jones. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
On 3rd down, Winston. And this is going to be incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And this one is no good. He missed it. And this will remain a scoreless game.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
The Eagles in good position to start out as they come up 1st and 10. Here's a handoff to Ajayi to begin the drive. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Let's go. Great.
On play action, Wentz. The connection here with Nelson Aguilar. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. A very solid gain of 27. So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Here's Ajayi. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
Let's go. Great.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
From the gun, it's Wentz. His throw caught at about the 5. First catch for the Eagles' leading receiver from a year ago. It's a first down.
Like so many tight ends nowadays, they have no problem at all putting him in the slot and letting him go to work, and that's a nice pitch and catch right there for a first down.
On the ball.
And now the Bucs deciding to take a timeout defensively. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
Let's go. Great. Shorty.
Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line. 2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's second down.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
From the 2 now, second and goal. They get it to him running left. And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1. This Tampa Bay defense, they held strong on the first 2 plays. Now third and goal. They'll try to run with a J. And not going to be able to push this forward. He runs into a wall right at the line of scrimmage.
Now, this feels like old-school football because this has turned into a good old-fashioned goal line stand. So on offense, what do you do now? Do you decide to run it or throw it if you go for it on fourth down?
And Elliott puts this one through. And the Eagles, they take a 3-0 lead. So still no touchdowns in the first half, but we do have some action on the scoreboard with the field goal. So
maybe now the mentality changes in this game because anytime you can get to the red zone, and if you don't come away with 6 points, you feel like it's a disappointment. In a game like this one, being able to kick field goals means you're right there, and then you're just looking for that big break to take you over the top.
And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And they've got to be a little bit frustrated about that last drive, missed field goal.
Always hurts a team because, you know, you've put something out there, you've given yourself a chance, you're in range, and the ball doesn't go through the post. But it's not something to panic about, I don't believe. Just keep playing and keep going.
Winston now. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Nigel Bradham. And they will take over at the 29-yard line.
Offensively, when you see cover 2, the thought has to go through the quarterback's head. Drive the football when making throws. It's not just the deep guys covering. It's the guys underneath you have to be careful of. Drive your throw. Otherwise, you see what results? Interceptions.
Get over there. Go.
This is a giant. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. 1:58 to go in this first half of play. We'll come back to Tampa after this timeout.
Hang in there now.
Now Wentz. Ertz has it left side. And now a fumble. The ball's out, and it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. So a challenge coming down from the booth, and that's where these challenges come from, of course, in the final 2 minutes of the half.
Yeah, now they're going to New York, right? That's command central for the officials. They'll talk, they'll take a look at it, communicate with the referee at the game site, and issue a final decision because they do have the final call now.
They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at third down here. Now it's a Johnny, and they'll get him down right about the 20. He needed 3, he got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard. So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. This will be a 37-yard attempt. And the kick by Elliott is good. And that will add 3 more to their lead. It pushes it up to 6. So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field.
Definitely a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board. Ended up settling for 3.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Buccaneers offensive unit back out on the field. And last time, 1-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action.
He's got a man, complete, 20, touchdown, Tampa Bay. Deshaun Jackson, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Bucs are just an extra point away from grabbing the lead now. Extra point good by Catanzaro. And that will give them the lead here as we get on towards halftime. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. And we check on the game going on over in New Orleans. And it's a big-time advantage for the Browns. They just scored again, pouring it on. And we'll try and keep you updated on those events and others around the league as we continue through this one. They'll start out on the ground with a Johnny. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. Now the Buccaneers go ahead and take another timeout as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1.
Hang in there now. Hang in there now.
Shotgun now for Wentz. Ertz over the middle. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. They'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for third down. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also third down. Now it's the all-purpose back. This is Darren Sproles. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So he was holding from that left tackle position.
Everyone tries to keep their hands inside when they're blocking ever since they liberalized the rules where you can extend them out. But sometimes they get out a little wide and they get detected grabbing some cloth.
And this third down looking very tough after the holding penalty. 3rd and long. From the gun on 3rd down, Wentz. Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. And a timeout here. Timeout taken, whistles blown. Timeout taken by the receiving team as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. The Eagles send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Now the Buccaneers offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
First down, Winston. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It's way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. A 2nd down throw for Winston. Left side here, that's complete to Godwin. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. The Bucs on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Winston. Jackson's got it over the middle. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th. On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. Back deep is Darren Sproles. So we've hit halftime here in Tampa with the Bucs out in front. As we toss it an hour or so east of here to Orlando, it's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. The Bucs with a lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Out come the Buccaneers. They'll have it first to start in the 3rd quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the 3rd quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies, try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. A gain of 6 there on first.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Now a 2nd down throw for Winston. And the pressure gets there, and Winston goes down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Open man is Godwin. It's complete. Winston to Godwin on the connection there for a Tampa Bay first.
And the key number on that play, 3. 3rd play of the drive, 3rd down, spectacular catch, turns into a first down.
First down saves them from a 3 and out. Winston now to throw on first down. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Rodney McLeod. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Okay, Paul, we got 4. We got 4. Let's go, fellas. We got 4 down. Let's go. Come on now.
Facing a second and
Let's
2
go.
after that last catch, good for 8 yards. From midfield, here's Wentz. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
Credit the secondary and credit the defensive game plan. They've been in his hip pocket all game long. They understood coming in that he was a big-time receiver.
The Eagles on third down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. To throw, it's Wentz. And he connects with Ertz. And he will have the first down as he gets this to the 47. An Eagle first down there, Wentz to Ertz, and the names that end in TZ.
On the ball. That's it.
And on the ground they go with the running back. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. M.J. Stewart made the tackle from his corner spot.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
On second down, here's Wentz. That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. And he's brought down. First target, first catch, and a first down.
Hang in there now. Hang in
Can't have
there
enough good pass-catching tight ends in the NFL. And the Eagles, they wanted to replenish their stock. They lost Trey Burton in the offseason, so they selected Dallas Goedert out of South Dakota State in the second round, and he is nothing but a big-time pass catcher.
What a great story, because South Dakota State didn't offer him a scholarship out of high school. He walked on there.
Yeah, so now Zach Ertz has a running mate at tight end.
Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
On the ball. What's up? Go.
Wentz now on first down. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Quan Alexander. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
Sometimes we wonder about play calls, but this one made perfect sense to me. He's got the only touchdown that they've scored in this game. Tried to get it to him again on another deep ball.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. On second down, Winston again. Looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 12 yards that time for number 12 as they move the chains.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Jameis now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Here's Winston. breaks free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down. Throwing again, Winston on 2nd and 10. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Jackson. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. On 1st and 10, Winston. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. 11 more on that one and another first down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Winston. He'll hit Jackson complete. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. A first down throw for Winston. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. Four yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Again, it's Winston. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
The Bucs on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6. Jameis again. And the pressure gets there, and Winston goes down.
One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skills, but he plays hard on every down.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his first NFL sack. Back now in Tampa. This one's still anybody's ball game. It's a 1-point difference here as we begin the 4th quarter of play. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. On the right hash, officially this will be a 51-yard attempt. And Catanzaro's kick is right through. And they bump the lead up to 4 now at 10-6. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. The Eagles offense now, they head back on the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get them down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done. I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
Now Wentz throwing on second down. And down he goes, a Buccaneer sack. Noah Spence in there to pick up his second sack now of the afternoon. The Eagles on third down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. Play action. Now Wentz. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by Quan Alexander. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now, that's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here. Oh, no, he lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Nigel Bradham, the linebacker, right there on the coverage. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
Throw right side, taken in by Godwin. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
And out and out come the Eagles. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass, and finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something
Heads up.
to make it pass, and that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that'll make it 2nd and 12. From the gun, it's Wentz. And he's got the veteran here. It's Mike Wallace. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. They fake the give. Now Wentz. Aguilar has it. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. They convert on 3rd with a gain of 22. Wentz now 11 of 16 through the air. It's 1st and 10. And they'll go ground game here with the tailback. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Stop made there by Gerald McCoy.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is well over. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Quan Alexander. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short. And now the Eagles going to signal for a timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
Let's go.
On second down, it's Jones. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. And the Eagles are going to go ahead and take another timeout as the clock will stop with 45 seconds left to go in the game. Victory formation now for the Buccaneers. Down to a knee they go. And now with 4 seconds left, we get a timeout call.
Let's go, let's convert. Hey.
Victory formation now for the Buccaneers. Down to a knee they go. I don't want to overhype it, but this is a big early season game, especially an overtime win. That can give you a big boost going forward in the season.
It certainly can, and I don't think you're overhyping it because cliches go out the window when you start to play overtime. And you're right, the winner of this game now, that's an extra boost moving forward, and it actually is an extra hurt for the team that loses because normally you shake it off, but in this situation, it lingers a little bit longer.
Superstars out. Brand new cars. We by the bar now. Swaying doors now. Now smash. Shots and goals. Rock the shows. Big bang rolls. Cash. Now she go. For the team. Now she don't ski. Splash. Think about posting up on the ground. Man, the leader. Whole gang in the field. We don't do bleachers. Pockets lettuce. Don't think I'm ready. You got that swag. You got that salt that sell it. Free mind. Cash them out, we bailin'. Saw my teacher, I was the same student fella. Now I got a lawyer, straight cash, no settlement. I'm out my element, out my element. My the same, don't need no clout, no fame. Bought the game, all brand new chain. Ice, swerve the lane. Call the group the gang. Whip that thing. Whip it. This shit give me. Ooh, yeah. Them boys fool you trying to do it. Bring the. Don't want no. They pull up with they. It's times 3. It's times 3. That's how it go. Park $1 million at the. We gon' make 'em eat that until we go. Eat it up. Rich straight to the top floor. More PJs and PJs. Rich like water go to Cabo. Flash. Cash in the walls.